Okay, everybody. It's Kelly Williams with the Kelly Williams Show and your home TV. And it's time for the Kelly Williams Show. Yay! Woohoo! Woo! All right. So Aaron and I have been reading each other's lips for a little while. But I'm so excited to finally have my friend Aaron Smalls on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Aaron, what's up?
Hello. We're finally making this happen. We've been trying to do this for probably like a year now, I think.
Yeah,
Since one of
it's
the last
probably
Super
almost 2
Bowls.
years. I'm so excited. So we're going to be right back and we're going to find out all about this amazing guy right here. Hang on. All right. We're back. Good morning. Good
We're
morning.
back. We're in it.
All right. We are right here. Okay, so guys,
That's
this
such
is
such a fun intro.
Aaron and I met for like 3 years ago, literally at Super Bowl. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But this is Aaron Smalls. He is host, DJ, and public speaker. And he has Curiously Talented LLC. And he is curiously talented. He's amazing. So I cannot wait to visit with him. Okay, Aaron, first of all, where are you from?
Originally, I'm from the Virgin Islands, from St. Thomas, one of the three U.S. Virgin Islands. I see the excitement on
Wow.
your face.
Huh?
I said I see the excitement on your face.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's where I'm originally from, and then I've slowly just kind of migrated up the East Coast. We left St. Thomas when I was a kid, when I was around 7, and so I pretty much grew up in Florida and Tampa, then went to college in Orlando, and then to Atlanta for the film TV world, and then now I'm in New York.
Wow, I know you are in New York, so that's really exciting, and that is one reason we have been trying to do this interview for so long because our schedules have just both been crazy. You've been traveling everywhere, um, and doing all your stuff, and so it's been a little hectic for both of us. So I am so excited to finally have you on the show. All
It's great to
right,
finally
so
be here. I'm glad
I
we
know.
made it work.
My friend Leanne, good morning, Leanne. So
What's up,
glad
Leanne?
you're watching. Yeah. So okay, so we met at Radio Row Super Bowl in which one? At Las Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah. 3 years ago. And we met at the that NFL experience
Yeah.
place. And we both kind of go, okay, who are you? Who are you? Because you were just so, I go, he's somebody fun. We need to meet him.
And that's such a big part of it is like the energetics of everything, and that's so much of what I talk about and what I train and what I coach and what I've learned from all these years. And it's just certain energies just kind of gravitate towards each other, and I just feel
Yeah,
like it would be so cool if like all energies kind of did that and you could play and expand and just have so much fun. But that's exactly what happened with
exactly.
us.
We just go, okay, who are you? Who are you? We need to meet. We need to be friends. And we became literally automatic friends. And I thought, okay, I need you on my show. So excited. Um, you have um, a business called Charismatic Advantage, and it's called The Art of Social Energy. And I love this because I think I love the timing of this interview today because I literally have been talking to several really good friends who struggle with so many of the things that we're going to talk about today with you.
Okay.
So, what is charismatic advantage and the art of social energy?
Yeah, we'll get right into that. Curiously Talented is kind of the is my LLC. It's my business. It's just kind of what everything runs through. Charismatic Advantage, the art of social energy, that is the through line, the thread, the umbrella for everything that I do. And we kind of have to backtrack a little bit. For the longest time, I've been hosting and DJing and acting. I went to school in Orlando for engineering, and a
Oh,
buddy of
wow.
mine. Yeah, a buddy of mine who was in the entertainment world down there, pretty much grew up down there, stage managing for Universal Disney,
Wow.
those wonderful entertainment venues. They were doing some brand new shows. Nickelodeon was doing some brand new shows, and he was like, "Hey, man, I know you're going to school for engineering, but you've really got this energy that would fit in these new shows. Why don't you come
Yeah.
audition and see how you feel about it? I won't influence it. I won't say I know you. I won't like put your name farther in the hat, like
Yeah.
any of
And I
that
know you're
stuff."
real smart, but I want you to come do this.
Yeah, so I ended up going, I did it, I got the job. I started as a show assistant, so I was making pie and slime and moving around these giant cartoon-sized props.
Oh
And
my
then
gosh, how
not too long after
fun.
that, yeah, it was so fun. And not too long
So
after that,
fun.
I started hosting the shows, and it was just an
Of course you
incredible
did.
feeling. Yeah, it was just such an incredible feeling to uh, be able to create such an experience for the adults, for the kids, for the families, to see how they were interacting with each other from what I was doing on the show on this microphone.
Yeah.
And it just became addictive. It was just one of those things where it was like, I'm having so much fun. I feel great about what I'm doing. I'm getting paid really well. I think I have to change course here. So that's exactly what I did. And I switched over
Wow.
into the entertainment world. And that's where hosting started. And then there was a DJ company that came out of that was like, hey man, we got a bunch of people that can DJ, but none of them can really talk that well on a mic. And you got that down. So why don't you come work with
They can
us?
just do this. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah. So why don't you come work with us? We'll pair you up and we'll go from there. And then
Yeah.
from there meant I eventually learned the DJing side of it so that everyone was making more money. They could send me out by myself. They could book more gigs. So that's where the DJ side kind of came into it. And then the same thing energetically happened. Another buddy was like, hey man, have you ever thought about acting? And I'm like, here we go again. And so those three things, I ended up going to an acting school in Orlando. And those three things became my tripod for the longest time: hosting, DJing, acting. I still do all of those to this
Wow.
day.
Amazing.
Charismatic Advantage came about because people would always ask me, as people do, what do you do for a living? And I would take this big breath. Here we
How
go. Let
long
me
do you
tell you
have?
all about it. Yeah. And so during the pandemic, I really was thinking about what's the through line? What's the thread for everything that I do? And that's where I landed on energy. It's
Yeah.
energy that I am commanding, controlling, focusing, redirecting in every one of those things. As a host, you bring the energy up, you can bring it down. As an actor, you're creating this energy between two people. As a DJ, that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can build the music up or you can bring it down. It's this roller coaster ride of energy. And I was like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm an energy architect. I'm really influencing how energy impacts people in these different interpersonal relationships. And I was like,
Okay, like
this
really
is great.
quickly. Energy architect. That is clever as heck.
I love that. I mean,
that is it. That is
that
it.
is it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's everything that I do, I try and make it intentional. So with Curiously Talented, that's where that comes from doing all of these different things and having that talent. But and it's the curious part of it is twofold, because I feel like everyone should always be so curious about everything, not judgmental, but curious about everything. So that's where the curiously comes in. And it's also the aspect of you host, you DJ and act, you can't be good at all of these things. There's no way that you can be good at
Are
all of
you
these
making this up?
things. Right? Yeah. But that's just not the case, because I love what I do and I constantly dive deeper and deeper, and I'm always trying to learn and I'm constantly curious about things. So that's where Curiously Talented comes from. But Charismatic Advantage, I was like, that's the through line. That is the thread, energy and how it works.
Yeah.
And so I started the process of trademarking that during the pandemic. And if you've ever trademarked something, it is a process. And to do
It
it
is a
during a
process.
global, to do it during a global pandemic was even more challenging, because I had a buddy that is in that realm, and he said, hey man, start the process now, because no one's going to even see this on their desk for 6 to 8 months. And that's before the process even starts.
Holy smoke. That's crazy. Well, good morning, Shelly.
Hey, Shelly.
She's my senior producer for the show, and she met you actually a couple of years ago in Vegas.
I do remember.
She
Yeah, there's a
remembers
few,
her.
a few
Yeah.
people.
So
Yeah,
hey, Shelly, and she said, "Yes, you are so talented. He is. He's amazing."
thank you,
And
Shelly.
Rahab, hi, keep it up. Amen. That's right. Yes, yes, yes. And Shelly, bring in the energy. He is definitely. And I love this. Okay, so Aaron, when did you know that you needed to start coaching people on this?
So I've been in this entertainment world. I know I look very youthful, but I've
You
been
look like you're about 20, so I'm wondering if you're just giving us all a bunch of, stories.
listen, shout out to Palmer's Cocoa Butter. This can be an ad. Reach out to me. I use it all the time. Keeps me nice and youthful. Um, but yeah, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and
Okay, I'm sorry. That's hilarious. And I know you're not
yeah,
going to tell your age because actors do not tell their age.
I don't, I am 41. I'll be 42 in
Oh,
November.
okay. Well, I've interviewed so many actors and they go, especially if they're young and they get young jobs, they go, Kelly, I don't tell my age. And I went, I do understand that. 40?
Yeah,
You're 40?
I mean that's one of the things
Crazy.
with actors and age ranges, and
I know.
that's a whole other conversation we can get into about
Exactly.
that.
I love that for you though. 20 years. And like I said earlier, as soon as we met you, I mean, I saw you walking around with somebody at the NFL experiencing, and I went, who
Yeah,
is that? And we were excited to meet you, and I thought, and we just kind of connected
yeah,
immediately.
it was great.
And I thought, I like him a lot. I mean, I was just going, I want him on my show. I want to see what he does. I can't wait. And then of course I've been following you and I see you do so many amazing things,
I
but,
love that.
you
Yeah,
know,
so for your question there,
yeah,
the coaching and the training, so many people have been asking me these different tips and these different tricks, and
yeah,
they there's no direct path or direct career for hosting, so to speak. There's
yeah,
these different realms. You can go to school for communications or journalism or all of these different things. And
yeah,
over the years, I've looked for books. I looked for books and information on Ryan Seacrest and how he got into it. And that
yeah.
was a lot of like the radio world. Um, I have a good relationship with Mark Summers from Double Dare and
Oh,
Food
wow.
Network.
Yeah.
Um, and I've had lunches and dinners and I've talked with him, and there's no clear direct path. And oftentimes our path kind of goes like this. We think we're
Boy,
going
that's
this
the
way, and
truth.
it takes us this way. So
Absolutely.
when I was thinking about it, I was like, I have all of this great information. People consistently ask me to share insights with them and to help them and to give me their opinions, to give my opinion to them on different things. And I thought to myself, let me share this. Let's keep this knowledge going, because my director learned under the Mark Summers and the Bob Barkers and
Yes.
those like main hosts of the day. So I learned a lot of those same skills. And while it's changing in this day and age, those skills are constantly going to be needed, whether you're in a business, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're uh, an influencer. Any of these interpersonal skills absolutely will be needed. And I thought to myself, I got to start sharing this information. I
Yeah.
see value in it, and I can see how it can really improve people's lives. And whenever people come up to me, what's up, Deborah? And whenever people come up
Hi,
to me,
Deborah. Yeah.
and after a show or during the show, and they come up to the stage and they say, I just wanted to come say hello. I love what you're doing. I could never do what you're doing.
Hmm.
Or the opposite, I could do what you're doing. That used to be something that used to drive me crazy. But then I
Yeah.
flipped it and I was like, I'm making what I do look so easy that
That's
they
right.
think this is easy. And I love that.
That's a huge compliment to somebody because
It
they're
is.
thinking, wow, okay. That's fun. He's doing a great job. He does make it look easy. I can do that. I mean, that's a huge compliment, actually, both ways that people
Yeah,
don't think
it
about.
really is. I didn't think of it that way at first,
No, at
and
first you're
then
going, I'm sorry, no, you can't.
yeah, and then I
Do
just
you
picked
know what
up
I've
my
been through to
brain.
get here, sir or ma'am? Okay, so Aaron, what do you think? I love that you said your producer or whoever, or director or whatever is like of the Bob Barker and or was friends with them and worked with them or however that worked.
Yeah, it was a gentleman named Bob Brandenburg.
I
I
love that.
pretty much came up with him, and he taught me
Wow.
so much about the entertainment world.
Yeah.
And I was on a podcast in the past, and they asked me about some of my influences in my life. And
Hmm.
Bob Brandenburg was one of those people.
I
Uh,
love that.
my good friend, my brother, Ruben Irvin, he's one of those people. Mark
Yeah.
Summers is one of those people.
Yeah.
There's people that really shaped and helped with my trajectory of where I was going. And that's another big part of the coaching side of things is we don't always know where we're going, and having someone there that has been to the mountain and back to coach you, to guide you, to give you tips and tricks, not do it for you, but to guide you
No,
and to help
absolutely.
you on those things is really, really significant and really important. Athletes have it. Athletes don't just play the game, they have coaches, they have mentors. Actors
Exactly.
have it. Everyone
Yes.
has it. And I felt from talking to people and from the number of people that were coming up to me and saying certain things, I was like, I should be doing this. I should be sharing this value. I shouldn't be gatekeeping this.
Yeah.
Let me create these programs and these systems and really start to share this information, because I found that it's not just for people in the entertainment world. It really is a life skill, and for anyone and everyone to be able
Exactly.
to do and experience.
I love that. Okay, what do you think? Do you think well, what do you think has changed in the hosting world from the Bob Barker days to now? What do you think audiences expect? Is it different or is it kind of the same?
It's so different. It's
Yeah.
so very different. Whenever I talk about change with people, I have to say, I say that change is two parts. Whenever something's going to change, you have to talk about what's staying the same before you
Yeah.
can talk about what's going to be different. You have
Oh
to
yeah.
anchor people in that. So where hosting used to be, it it used to be not only hosting, public speaking, communication, it also used to be producing. If you ever watch The Price is Right in some of those old shows, you'll see Bob Barker kind of grab people by the elbow and move them where they need to go, because
Exactly.
that was for the camera. So he's
Yeah.
producing as well as he's speaking, and
Yeah.
he's creating the energy. He's creating this drama or this tension with certain things.
Yeah.
um, Hosting wasn't as niche as it's becoming. With
Yeah.
social media, it is becoming very targeted, very niche, very much like so many other things, very create your own content.
Yes.
And that is where people will come in. Okay, you do sports, show me all the sports stuff that you do. We'll pull you for this.
Yeah.
You do lifestyle, you do entertainment, you do beauty, fashion, any of those things. A lot of the time, they want these niche people in this hosting realm for it. And it's not as much about the talent and the ability to host and what you know, so much as your influencer realm and the people that are following you, and
Exactly.
they're pulling people as almost marketers versus the actual talent of it. And what I've
Totally
really
agree.
found, yeah, and what I've really found and
Yes.
what I've really seen is that these brands, these clients will hire influencers or they'll hire athletes. And while they have this name, they have this presence, there is a struggle on that public speaking, communication, energetic side of things. I worked on a show with Adam Scott, and he was on live with Kelly and Ryan back in the
Yeah.
day, having an interview with them. And he said, man, I don't know how you guys do this hosting thing. It is tough. It is challenging.
I know.
Pink was just on Kelly Clarkson show. I work on her show as the audience warm up there.
Yeah.
And Pink
I
was
know. I
just
love
on
that.
yeah, it's been great. Pink was on co-hosting, and she was hosting, she was co-hosting, she was there for a little bit, and even she said, "Wow, this is." She said, "Props, flowers to Kelly because this is
Yes.
challenging."
Oh yeah.
Uh, Dwayne Wade, I did a show with him, and
Oh
he had a coach that was there, kind of guiding him and influencing him. And
wow.
it's two different worlds. The world of where it used to be
Yeah.
was talent, charisma, really understanding people and producing a show. Whereas now it's become very much niche. And what is your following? What do you specialize in? Because people, it's tough, but we just talked about the age thing with actors,
Yeah.
producers, directors, casting directors. Um, they often have these blinders, and it's
Yeah.
very tricky to see outside of that. So if you present, oh, like that's where it's a challenge for me sometimes because I am good at all of these things, but it
Yeah.
comes to there's no way that he can be good at all of these things because
Yeah.
sometimes you have people that say, "Oh, I'm good at this, or I can do this, or I can do that," and
Yeah.
you put them into the moment, and it's like,
No.
what happened? And so that's kind of one of the big stark contrast of where it
Yeah.
is back in the day with hosting, you were doing all of the
Mhm.
parts. You were really multitasking,
They
whereas
just
now it's
kind of put
really
you up
broken
there.
into pieces. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they put you up there. You were the host, and you were expected to make sure everything on stage looked good, did good, that the guests did, like you said, grab arms and pull them into the camera view, because they could see. They did everything. You're so right. And um, you know, what you just said is so true in all kind of things. Um, I used to direct pageants and started beauty pageants in the USA system.
Yeah.
And one thing that one of my friends that is a former Miss USA told me, and when she came in to talk to the contestants, and what was so interesting, she said, if you are not very trained and specific on what you put on your resume for the judges, they're going to call you out on it, and you better be able to do it.
Yeah.
And she said that one of the people she competed with at Miss USA, she said she spoke French, and one of the judges was from France and started speaking to her in French, and she couldn't respond. And so they're thinking, taking French at school and knowing it, even though it makes your resume look good, you better be ready when you put it down for somebody or say you can do something, be ready to do it well. You know,
Absolutely. Elle ne
so
parle pas le français. She
yeah,
couldn't speak it. She couldn't do
hey,
it.
that's right. We,
I
we,
started learning French about 5 years ago.
nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, then we will let you compete and you can actually do it.
I think I could handle a beauty pageant.
I do too. I think you do very well. Um, okay, so you said something very interesting. You say that the stage is any moment eyes are on you. And I love that because you're exactly right. People think that just because you do little videos or whatever you're doing on your social media page, and then you're asked to do something else or try to do something else, and you go, I can't. Well,
Hmm.
you're always on stage. It's just
Yeah.
looking at that perspective on what size stage or what you're doing on stage, but it is, and I love that. What do you explain to people what that means in real life?
Yeah, so the way that I explain that is very similar to what you were just describing, is that a stage doesn't have to be a literal stage. It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
this elevated thrust platform that you're standing on. A stage can be any moment when eyes are on you, from a presentation to a toast to a one-on-one conversation.
yeah,
Any of those moments when eyes are on you, that can be a stage. One of the theme parks in Orlando, I don't remember which one it is, when you're an employee and you're backstage and you're about to go out into a guest area, they have mirrors right before you go out, and it
yeah,
says, uh, smile you're on stage or something to that effect, to just
I
kind of
love
remind
that.
people that as soon as to remind the employees that as soon as you go out there,
Yeah.
whether you're just walking on a sidewalk or you're picking up a piece of trash or you're doing your
Yeah.
actual job, you're on stage and you are representative of that theme park, of that company, of that brand. So any moment that eyes are on you is all of those things that I talked about. And a lot
Yeah.
of the time, people, this is one of the biggest lessons, and I expand on this in Flare Lab, Mike and Sage Presence, which I have coming up April 21st. But that's one of the things that I explain to people is it ain't about you. That's one of the
Yeah.
biggest lessons that I've learned and I continue to see in particular scenarios. It ain't about you. And so much of the time, people will make it about them. And that's where the anxiety comes in. That's where the panic comes in. That's where the, oh, I
Yes.
can't do this comes in.
Yes. That
I
is
talk
so
about,
true.
yeah, I talk about, was it Wedding Crashers with
Yeah.
Owen Wilson and Rachel McAdams, and
Yeah.
how she's like, she has her speech and she's like, I'm going to be funny and this going to be
Yeah.
this and it's all that. And he's like, that's going to be a disaster. That's going to
Yeah.
be no good. Like
Yeah.
from the heart, from the heart. And
Exactly.
because she was trying to be funny and she was trying to make these jokes and she was trying to be this and that and have this particular reaction from people, she was making it about herself
Yeah.
and not about the couple, not about her sister, not about her sister's now husband.
Yeah.
So I expand on this concept of it ain't about you because sometimes it is about you, but knowing when and where that focus goes and how to do that is can be a tricky thing. So a stage really is any of those moments when eyes are on you. And how do you handle that moment? Do you
Yeah.
want to own that moment? Do you want to be able to deliver the value and the accomplish the goal and the why of why you're in that spotlight in the first place?
Yeah.
Or do you want to just sweat and stress and have this anxiety? So
Yeah.
that's why I started coaching and talking about this. And I come about it from an energetic side of things and how the energy is playing out versus other programs where they talk about what to say and how to say it and about body language. And while we cover those things, it's what are those things doing? What is that inflection doing? What is the pacing doing of all these things? What is the pacing doing
Yeah.
of all those things?
Yeah.
It changes, but what is the energy? What kind of energy is that creating? Right? An
Absolutely.
example of that is this, why they tell you to do this and not have your body like this is because you're closed off. That
Yeah.
energy exchange can't happen
Yeah.
and you're blocked off, which there's all these other pieces that go into it. So having an open position, it's because that energy can flow back and forth. So yeah, a
Absolutely.
stage really is any moment that eyes are on you, which
I love
is
that.
frequent.
Absolutely. And Aaron, going back to one thing you said, I completely agree with you. I think that people have gotten, especially in this social media world we live in, that they're so worried about doing something and behaving how they think other people want them to do things
Yeah,
instead of just being themselves.
absolutely.
And that's where that anxiety comes, because what do they want me to do? Am I supposed to be like this? Am I supposed to look like this? Am I supposed to I need to do this. I need to be perfect. I need to look.
Yep.
That's not, and that is where anxiety and depression, so much of it, I think, comes in.
And that's
Yes.
that goes back to your question earlier of some of the differences between hosting
Hmm.
in the past and hosting now. And it's not so much with hosting, it is with so many different aspects. Is I come from this realm of things are polished, they're put together, they're clean as they get done.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, it doesn't go that way. There's a lot of
Yeah.
jump cuts with things. It's people just being authentic and making mistakes and messing up and stumbling over their words in some cases. And that is one of those biggest differences. I mean, I
Yeah.
saw a video. I was just telling my fiance about this. I saw this video the other day of the same person next to himself. And in this video, he's trying to get the camera perfect, the lights
Yeah.
perfect, and it's showing the views like racking up slowly. And then this perfect person is just consistently just putting out content, whatever it is, day after day
Yeah.
after day, whether it's good, it's bad, whatever,
Yeah.
but they're consistently showing up. And you saw the views skyrocketing. And
Yeah.
that's where I still kind of struggle in the social media realm, is that I do love for things to be polished and complete and put
Yeah.
together, but I have to remind myself that's not always the case, and people don't always need that.
No.
We're in a
And
realm, in an era where authenticity really plays through and people really enjoy that.
absolutely. Absolutely. And listen, I had to learn. I remember wanting to get saying, "Oh, cut! I need to redo that." And my guest years ago going, "Kelly, that was funny. It's okay." And I thought, I know. You know what? My show is just however it goes, and that's why
Yeah.
people liked it, because we messed up. We laughed at something, and I'm thinking, why would I have in my head to try to make everything perfect when it's not anyway? And
Yeah.
I just let it go. I let it go and never really looked back at that. So I completely agree with you. Guys, if you were just turning in, we are with the amazing Aaron Smalls. He is host, DJ, and speaker of Curiously Talented LLC. And we're going to be right back with more. Stay tuned.
Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events wants you to come party with us. We're bringing the fun to the Houston Bay Area. Stay tuned for all of our incredible events throughout the year, featuring amazing food and drinks, live entertainment, special guests, and so much more. Fun, new, different. Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events is where you want to be. So come party with us. It's more than a yacht. It's serendipity.
All right, we're back. We're back. All right, all right. So we're right here with the Curiously Talented Aaron Smalls. Aaron and I have been friends for the past 3 years. Met at Super Bowl week at Las Vegas and have been friends ever since. And so excited to finally have him on the show because he's amazing. Aaron, one thing that you say is that charisma is a skill. And there's so many people that would say, no, they feel like you have to be born with it. Either you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
Either you have charisma or you don't. And that is an old wives' tale, literally.
It absolutely is.
So tell us about that.
Yeah, it's so many people think that charisma is this thing that you just naturally have. It's just this gift that was given to you at birth.
Yeah.
And you either have it or you don't. And it really isn't the case. And oftentimes I tell introverts,
Yeah.
you are some of the best people to host or to interview or to support people, because introverts often sit back and they listen. And listening is such an incredible skill to have. And it's not just listening with your ears, it's listening with your entire body. It's listening with your intuition. It's listening with everything that you have, because that is where you can support people. That is where you can create moments. That's where, in one of my keynotes, I talk about Sprite. Sprite has been partnered up with hip hop and the culture of hip hop for 50 plus years.
Wow.
Hip hop just celebrated 50 years not too long ago, and Sprite has been along for that journey. And one of the things that Sprite does really well is they listen to what's happening in that hip hop community, and that's how they can adjust their branding. That's how they can do something ahead of the curve, because we only know what we know. We don't know what we want or what the next thing is. We only know what we know. And so when we're able to really listen, we can take things to a whole different playing field, whole different ball game. And so charisma really is something that can be learned. You can learn different ways of how to listen. You can learn different ways of how to have conversations with people. And again, coming back to the primary thing that I say is it ain't about you. So much of the time when we get into a conversation, we're thinking, what does my hair look like? What does my face look like? Is my shirt messed up? Do I have something in my teeth? This, that, and the other.
Yes.
And what happens is you don't hear anything that
No.
people are saying.
Mm-mm.
And
Or
so
what
one
am I
of
going to
those
say
simple,
next?
yeah, one of those simple things that I tell people about. And when you're going to meet someone or when you're about to introduce yourself or be introduced for the first time,
Yeah.
ground yourself knowing that person's about to tell you their name,
Yeah.
right? So one, prepare yourself to listen for what their name is. And then
Exactly.
find a way to say it a few times within that first few seconds.
Yeah.
If I'm
Aaron,
about if I'm
what's
about to get
happening?
introduced to
So
you,
Aaron,
and
Aaron.
yeah, if someone's about to say, this is my friend Kelly,
Yeah.
I'll go, hi Kelly, 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 Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and someone, I don't know why my phone's ringing. Let's turn that off.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Exactly. Do I look
uh,
good? He's really cute.
yeah, so I'll say it. I'll try and say it a few different times within those
Yeah.
first few moments, not just for me to be saying it.
Mhm.
I'm saying it to them. So I'm hearing it. They're hearing me say it. And it's creating kind of a framework, a little bit of
Yeah.
a platform that if I forget it, I can go back and go, wait, we just said this. We did this. Oh, yeah, it was Kelly. It was Kelly.
Yes, exactly. What do you think you're in a short description? What do you think the meaning of charisma is if somebody really doesn't understand it?
The meaning of charisma, I put it into my world and my framework. I think that charisma, when you break it down into this charm, right? I think it's an ability to attract energy, an ability to attract attention or focus.
Yeah.
And the better our charisma is, the more attention, energy, and focus we can draw and we can garner. The issue with charisma is it can be used for good and it can
Yeah.
also be used for bad. It is a tool, it is a skill, it is an instrument, it is a language that can be learned, and knowing how to embody it and empower it and utilize it, that is where it really comes in. And that's why charisma is a skill, something that can be learned and not just something that's
Yeah.
given. It really is this knowledge of how we can attract attention, energy, focus, and how we can also redirect that energy, attention, and focus. Because
love
that's
that.
just physics and science, is that
Yeah.
energy isn't created nor destroyed, it's transferred, it's exchanged. So
Yeah.
if you're able to use your charisma, your charm, and exchange that back and forth with someone, you can elevate and go up. But at the same time, you can also go back and forth
Yeah.
and regress or decline. So being able to really learn the skill and how to use it
Yeah.
is important.
Yeah. And so, Aaron, I'm guessing you do not have an evil Aaron side.
We all do. I'm human. Have I used my powers for evil at some point? Sure, absolutely.
That's hilarious. That's hysterical. Okay, so really quickly, you were the crowd. You get the crowd ready and excited on the Kelly Clarkson show. Tell us, people always wonder really how that works. Tell us a little bit about how that works, because that's just, to me, would be so fun.
It is so fun. So
Yeah.
it's technically the title of it is audience warm-up host or audience warm-up comic.
Yeah. Yes.
That role back in the day was on any live show, any episodic sitcoms that have a live studio audience.
Yeah.
And primarily that role is to entertain the crowd, the people that are there, because we've got to fluctuate their energy so that they're a part of the show and really kind of giving back and supporting the show. And so I've worked on so many different types of shows over the years. Now I'm working on Kelly Clarkson show. I've worked on So You Think You Can Dance, America's Got Talent, some of the Bachelor live shows.
Yeah.
A
Wait,
lot
with
of
The
different
Bachelor?
game shows. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
Make sure
that
you do
role-
the really loud.
so that role is um, not so much just to entertain the people and tell
Yeah.
jokes and have your
Yeah.
own moment of spotlight. It's to really get them, the audience, involved and feel like they
Exactly.
belong and that they're a part of the
Yes.
show. And
Yeah,
people do it in
exactly.
all different kinds of ways, from comedy to magic to music to interviews. There's so many
Yeah.
different tricks and tactics. Where it gets a little stressful
Mm,
is this is a professional environment and
yeah.
everyone expects you to be a professional and know how to do your job. So they're not
Yeah.
going to necessarily give you reassurance on certain things. They're not going to walk you through and handhold through certain things. You're a professional. They expect you to act as such.
Yeah.
So you have to have that awareness. Another tricky aspect of it is sometimes I warm up a crowd and I'm slated for about 15 minutes.
Yeah. That's a long
Sometimes it's
time.
sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's 15 minutes,
Yeah.
sometimes it can be as long as 45 minutes.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I don't always get that information of, hey, it's going to be 45 minutes
Oh,
or hey,
yeah.
it's going to
Yeah.
be 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I
Holy
have to have
smoke.
all of
Yeah.
these different pieces of how to keep the crowd entertained and energized and connected, not only with each other and with me, but also with the host and with the show, because they are a
Yeah,
huge part of the
absolutely.
show.
That's crazy. That is crazy. What do you mean when you say so many people struggle with presence even when they know their material? Even when they have it memorized, even when they've been doing it for a while. Why do you think so many people struggle?
You'll hear me say this so many times throughout this show. It ain't about you. So
Yeah.
many people consistently make it about them and
Yeah.
not focused on the why or the goal or the
Yeah.
value that they're delivering. I had a friend the other day that is giving a toast. He's giving a best man speech, and he's a little panicky about it. He's got a little anxiety about it because
Yeah.
he doesn't want to mess up. He wants to make
Yeah.
sure that it's funny. He wants to do this. He wants to, and the focus is on himself. And I said, that's not the goal. That's not the why. That's not what you're there for.
Yeah.
You're there to share some words about your best friend, your really good friend, and
Yeah.
his partner. That's what you're
Exactly.
there for.
Yeah.
And so if you focus on that why, that goal, that value of what you're trying to do there,
Yeah.
everyone else will feel that. And if you
Yeah.
include everyone else in certain moments while you're talking to them, if you include everyone else and make them feel part of it, it will only bring the energy up. So a lot of
Yeah.
the time, presence is that gift that everyone talks about.
Yeah.
And people, while they're there and they're in a moment and they may be present, their mind is in so many different places.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that is
God.
where the struggle comes in of actually being able to be present and to be able to listen. And if you can do those things, you don't have to worry about what you're going to say next or what you're going to do next, because you're right there, you're present in the moment, and it's going to happen. The next moment
Yeah,
will
it's
happen.
happening with or without you.
Yep. That's kind of how
Whether you're
time
ready or
works.
not.
Yeah.
What do you say when people need to get so nervous before a big presentation or appearance? What would you tell people how to handle their nerves? What are some of the ways you tell people? Because that to people, and I know this goes back to it ain't about you, but people need real advice, and that's what you do.
Yeah. So nerves, if you have nerves,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I say that's so fantastic. That's so
Yeah.
good that you have these nerves because you care. You care
Exactly.
about what you're about to go do.
Yeah.
So you have those nerves. If those nerves didn't exist, then I
Yeah.
would really question them. Then I would really, why are you even here? Why are you even doing this? Because then
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything to you. So
Yeah.
those nerves are an amazing thing. They're your body telling you, hey, we're about to do something.
Yeah.
And it's also trying to protect you
Mhm.
because you're thinking of the result. You're thinking about the end. You're thinking about, could I be embarrassed or could I be shamed or could I mess this up? And so the nerves are absolutely fantastic to
Yeah.
have. The difference between someone that has nerves and is a quote rookie and someone that has nerves and is a professional is the professional knows exactly how to use those nerves
Yes,
to advance themselves.
absolutely.
I talk
Yeah.
about I talk about the Kelly Clarkson show. Viola Davis was
Yeah.
just on the show not that long ago, and she's an EGOT winner, Emmy,
Yeah.
Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Yeah.
She's won
I love
all these
her.
things.
Love
Yeah, she's
her.
fantastic.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
even she said that she continues to get nervous
Yeah.
before any of her performances.
Mm-hmm.
But the professionals, they know exactly how to use that energy
Yeah.
and to use it as fuel. So to the
Absolutely.
people that have those nerves, I say bravo, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What you do with them and how you handle them, I'm not going to share those secrets. That's exactly
No,
what I coach
exactly.
and what I
That's
teach
why you
them.
hire Aaron. Exactly. No, and it's exactly right. And you know, it's so amazing. Before we go to another commercial break really quickly, my husband and I were watching the new Elvis film that came out with a bunch of documentary, like unseen footage. One thing that he was telling the guy following him, I get nervous. I still get nervous before every performance.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I loved that because it does mean that it means a lot to him every time. He never got tired of performing in front of a live audience.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and so I thought, there you go. If people, you know, are seeing this and hearing this, they're going, even Elvis, who performed, you know, 3 shows a day, every day for like months,
Mm-hmm.
every show, he was nervous. And I love that because you're exactly right. What you said was right on target. And I love that. And if you need to handle that, we're going to talk about how you can hire Aaron. All right, guys. We're with Aaron Smalls. He is incredible. Host, DJ, speaker, curiously talented, LLC. We're going to be right back to finish our show with him in just one moment. At S2S Outfitters, we believe the outdoors isn't just a place, it's a lifestyle. Fishing, hiking, or chasing adventure, we've got you covered. So look and feel your best sun up to sundown. Gear up, live the adventure, and join us at S2S Outfitters, where style meets the great outdoors. All right, we're just got a little beach feel right there. Okay, so Aaron, you know, you said that charisma could be learned, and some people are born with it, but if you don't think you're born with it, you can learn it. You can, and this is one of the things that you teach in your classes. What do you think viewers, what is one thing that viewers that you can give us today on the show can do immediately to improve their stage performance if they're in front of the public, if they do presentations, if they do performances? What is just one thing that you tell people?
So if you're just tuning in, I've said it so many times, and I'm going to continue to say it again and again and again.
Let me say it with you.
The first thing, it ain't about
you.
you.
That's right.
That's one of the first things is what is the goal? What is the why? What is the value that you are delivering?
Yeah.
You are in that particular spotlight. You have those eyes on you in a particular moment for some reason.
Yeah.
What is that reason? Deliver that reason. Do it to the best of your ability. Prepare yourself to the best of your ability, and you will be just fine. You'll be A-okay.
Yeah.
That's one thing. It ain't about you. Another thing that I would say is alignment. Alignment is a big thing in life in general. Being in alignment with not only who you are as a person, but aligning your thoughts, your words, and your actions. That's part of the pyramid of charismatic advantage, is if your thoughts and your mindset isn't in alignment with these other things, you're going to be in a world of trouble. Thoughts, mindset, reframing, that ability to continue to keep positive thoughts, positive words, and positive actions in your life. And I'm not saying toxic positivity. Things can be wrong in your life, but being able to know how to reframe them or to use those as fuel to bounce forward instead of spiral backwards is a big thing. So it ain't about you. The alignment And the last piece of the puzzle that I would say to everyone is to play, to have fun, to enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise, why
Yes.
are you doing it? If you're just
Exactly.
doing something for a piece of paper, for money, and you're
Yeah.
just doing it for that, that's not living. That's being a slave to a piece of paper. So if
Yeah.
you're doing something, do something that you love. Find the enjoyment, find the gratefulness in it. Find the piece of it that makes you happy and play. As we get older, we hear that phrase, grow up. Why don't you grow up? And
Yeah.
you can grow up, you can adult, you can be more mature.
Mhm.
It's a part of life that has to
Yeah.
happen. But we can also play and enjoy what we're doing. We can
Absolutely.
love what we're doing. We can play and enjoy our partner, our spouse, our our families, our kids. You can play and have those moments. And if you bring it back around to it ain't about you, and you put the focus on your kids or your family or your colleagues or your employees, it's going to come back twofold because they're going to feel that energy. They're going to feel that love. They're going to feel all of those things. And it becomes this cycle. Then they become your biggest advocates. They become your biggest supporters. And it's this energetic ping pong that happens back and forth that allows you to rise up. So those are just three pieces that I would give people right away is it ain't about you.
Yeah.
Align what you're doing and play, have some
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
find the curiosity in things and really
Yeah.
enjoy, right?
Yeah. I love that. And, my husband he still does some speaking, but he used to do speaking for big events and things all the time. And one thing that he would tell people was, when did we stop, when you're little and your teacher says, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Mhm.
And we write down 10 things. I want to be a nurse, a movie star, a
Yeah.
singer, a president. And then all of a sudden those start dwindling. Why do we stop getting excited about what we're doing?
Yeah.
And I think what you're saying is so true. Make sure you're having fun. It's okay. It's actually a good thing to enjoy what you're doing.
It is. It's totally okay. It's
You know?
totally okay.
Yeah, it's really okay. Exactly. Okay, Aaron, how can people book you?
So there's a couple different ways.
No.
So I'm not sure when
For
this
public
is.
speaking or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure when all the pieces of this will be out besides this live part here. Next week, Flare Lab, Mike and Sage Presence, April 21st. That's
Okay.
at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can sign up for that at charismaticadvantage.com. It's got all the
Okay.
information there. You can sign up. It's $23 of an investment there, and I teach a lot
Awesome.
of really important and valuable things in that lab there. So that's one way, charismaticadvantage.com. My website, which is aaronsmalls.com, it's just my name. You can find me there. And those are just a couple of the ways. On social, it's just like my handle is. I think this is where it is right here. At the Aaron Smalls. You can find me there.
Yeah.
And DM me, reach out to me, LinkedIn, any of those ways. I absolutely love doing what I do, and I love
Yeah.
helping people to understand these concepts and to elevate and to really shine in those moments when they are on the stage and eyes are on them, so that it's not this anxiety, but it's
Yeah.
this excitement and this fun and enjoyment. So yeah, aaronsmalls.com is probably one of the easiest ways to find me, or
Okay.
contact at Aaron Smalls. That's another great way as well. Or
Awesome.
they can talk to you, Kelly, and you can connect me with them.
Exactly. And so what's great is that you do online things through your flare.com or whatever it's called.
So
What
the
is
Flare
it?
Lab,
Flare Lab,
is
yes.
virtual. That's over.
I love that.
Over
I love
Zoom.
that.
That's
And then
one
you'll do
aspect of it.
people can book you for in-person courses on,
For any live events, any one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
I have another program that's called Just Mike That, a Charismatic
Yeah.
Advantage learning experience.
I
which is
like that.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
5-week program where we really dive in, and we start with where you are and where you want to go. And we focus on not just the information of public speaking and communication and energy, not just the information, but it's more about the transformation. Where do you
Yeah.
want to end up? How can I help you get there?
Oh, I
What are
love
some of
that.
these tools and tricks to really help with all of these things so that when I'm not there, your mindset, your preparation, you default to a certain place when poop hits the fan, uh,
Yeah.
you default to a certain place. And I want to be able to help people get to a baseline place where they're like, what would Aaron do? What would he tell me? Okay, boom, I got this. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Um,
I love
so
that.
just like that, a charismatic advantage learning experience,
Yeah.
5-week program, really dive in and really help to elevate. Flare Lab, mic and stage presence, April 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern, and aaronsmalls.com. Those are some of the best ways.
Love it. Aaron, oh my gosh. So happy I finally got to have you on the show and we got to visit. God made you so talented, and I love that you're sharing your talents and your knowledge and what you've learned over the past 20 years to help other people. This is huge. That's wonderful. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. We finally made it happen.
I know it. I'm so excited. Guys, make sure you get in touch with Aaron Smalls. He's incredible. Look up his stuff. Go to the Aaron Smalls, like you said, or aaronsmalls.com. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And look for his courses online, how to book him. If you need that coaching or live speaking, DJing, MC, whatever it is. And we are so grateful to have had him today. This has been so much fun. Guys, you can watch the Kelly Williams Show anytime on the Your Home TV network. But we hope you have an awesome and blessed rest of your day. Thank you, Aaron. Go follow him, guys. He's incredible. Thank you, Aaron. Great job.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Bye-bye.